Hello, welcome back to the Megan Daubert podcast. I am Megan, and this is my podcast, and I am grateful you are joining me back here on this podcast to hear more about our life. I've been going through our first year of recovery with Mike and his brain injury. In last episode, we ended with Mike's 40th birthday celebration, and those of you who hopped over to Instagram can see on my Instagram account the speech that he gave at his birthday, and it was really something special. And I loved that all of you agree, and those of you who were there, you remember how sweet it was. So like this time in his healing journey, November of 2024, you can see some of the progress he's making, and it's really phenomenal. And then at the same time, there are things that are not making progress, like his working memory and his processing speed. Those things were so different, and his awareness and his lack of emotions and like all of that just not budging at all. And there's this one day, okay, I do need to shout out on here because one of the ways people in our community have come alongside us is lawn care service. So we have friends that own a landscaping company, and it's called Townscapes. And if you're in the Hampton Roads area, you got to check them out because they're amazing. And they have been blessing our family by taking care of our lawn from the early days of being in the hospital. And they send their crew to take care of our yard. And it is such a blessing to me. Yes, I do want to have my boys learn how to mow their lawn and Carmen, but now is not the season, okay? I am not ready. I am not ready to take on that responsibility of teaching him how to do it. And Michael does have the time freedom to do it, but I do not have the time freedom to oversee him doing it. So I am trying to justify a blessing and a gift, but thank you, Townscapes. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. But also listen to this funny story. Early on, one of his, not obsession, but he would go to our garage fridge where we keep our drinks, like the boys' baseball water bottles and sports drinks and just extra room in the garage fridge. And at the beach, we always have like a stockpile of adult beverages in the fridge. Now, last year when Michael was home and not allowed to have any drinks, I didn't have many, but I have a grab and go section for when someone says, hey, let's all go to the bay tonight, or hey, let's go to the beach on Saturday. You just, you fill your cooler with a little adult beverage and stuff for the kids. And it's just what we do here at the beach. Okay. And so I had some in the back corner of my fridge, and Michael would love to, he knew he could not have them. So he didn't try, but I also had cans of LaCroix and sparkling waters, all things. But Michael loved to take beverages out of the fridge. He would go to the fridge and get like 2 or 3 cans at a time and come in and just crack them all open and just like drink them all. So we're going through LaCroix like crazy. We're going through water bottles like crazy, everything out there, coconut waters, protein shakes, because there's just no like filter on his ability to, like one drink is enough for now kind of thing. I had to watch him with coffee, right? Like he would just keep pouring and pouring cups of coffee, but we don't need all that caffeine when we're trying to, wake up anyhow. So back to how that connects to Townscapes. One day, the crew, which they're an excellent crew, were outside. They had just finished mowing the lawn. And I look out the window and I see my sweet husband handing them all beers. Mind you, it's like 2 p.m. They're working. I don't think that's normal, right, world? Like you don't just go hand your work crew beers, right? Like so I was mortified. Now, I watched them like look at the cans and kind of look at each other and laugh and put them away. They didn't open them. They were totally responsible. They probably just saved them for, after work or threw them away. But Michael had just gone and handed them a beer. Like, it makes sense, right? Like a lot of times after a long, hot day of mowing the lawn, you crack open a cold beer. That must have been what Michael was thinking. And super sweet that he was being hospitable and kind. And oftentimes he'll hand them a bottle of water or like a lemonade or something. But This time it was a can of beer. And I thought that I was going to cry. But I guess maybe it was more just like I was embarrassed. Do these gentlemen know that my husband has a brain injury and isn't just offering them beer on the job? Probably not. So it was like one of those moments where I was like, ugh, darn it, he's not back to normal yet. And how embarrassing. And now I got to go have a talk with him. So I did. When he came back in, I was like, hey, that was so generous of you to offer drinks. Now, maybe we shouldn't offer them alcoholic beverages because one, there's one driver, right? He's driving. We don't want him to have any beer on the job. And two, there's probably a company policy. You can't have beer on the job. So maybe next time, let's not hand them a beer. He didn't agree. Didn't think that made any sense whatsoever. He just was like, I'm doing something nice. To which, yes, you are. But again, trying to reason with him didn't quite work. So, like highs and lows, right? He's doing well, has a fantastic birthday speech. Low, passes out beer to our lawn crew. Great. Not my favorite, but he's making progress. So, after his birthday comes the holidays. Thanksgiving is around the corner. Christmas is coming up. Basically, in our house, Thanksgiving is just an extension of Christmas. So, traditionally, that's what we do in our house. Now, around this time, I had mentioned not really feeling inspired to celebrate his birthday. And I noticed that feeling continued to grow and extend towards the holiday season as a whole. Like I have in my journal noting that my senses seem dulled. Things are getting pretty bleak in my head. And I think that is probably common for people in my shoes or anybody who has gone through a tough year. The holidays tend to bring out a lot of the hard emotions, and I was not prepped for that. I was hoping that Christmas and Thanksgiving and all the celebrations would offer me and the kids like a bright spot, something to look forward to, something to enjoy, some bit of normalcy. But I was recognizing that there is a big gap between my expectations and what was actually happening. And that was scary and hard to admit that I wasn't doing well and I wasn't participating well, or I didn't have the desire to participate. So I have a friend who, her name is Maria. She has known my family for a long time, and she, in the last several years, has lost her husband and walked through a lot of grief. And she just had it on her radar to check in with me at Christmas time. She knew that I was probably going to need some help, and she was spot on. And she said, hey, me and my daughter, we are going to come pick such and such a date after Thanksgiving. We're going to come and we're going to help you set up for Christmas. And I will tell you, the burden that flew off my shoulders when someone said, I'm going to come into your house and we're going to set up Christmas. I didn't know that was a weight I was carrying. Like I didn't want to set up for Christmas, but I had the expectation that I would. Setting up for Christmas made me sad, is what it boils down to, because the season and the calendar and the holidays and the world, everything's telling you, hey, it's time to celebrate like we normally do. But my life circumstance was not ready to go back to normal, was not ready to do the normal things. Michael is the one who gets the Christmas tree down from the attic. Michael is the one who sets up the Christmas tree. My sweet Michael did not know how to connect a Christmas tree. He couldn't do it. So that makes me sad. That reminds me that Michael is no longer the same as he used to be. His brain isn't functioning like it used to. So I didn't even want to go there. I didn't want to put myself in a place where I would watch him be unable to do and be who he used to be. So why would I be looking forward to Christmas decorating? I wasn't. Why would I there are so many little extensions of what a normally cheerful holiday season brought on to me. This isn't making sense, is it? But I think you can try and step in my shoes and hear what I'm trying to say. Now, also my kids hadn't quite caught up to my expression of emotion, where they were wanting to do the exact same things as they always had done. And I was beginning to be like, no, no, I can't do the same things, but they still wanted to. So then I'm caught in limbo between, wow, I need to take care of my kids and I need to pull it together and I need to do what they need me to do for the holidays. So last year was a lot of that, but Maria and her daughter came and they brought new things and decorated what they could in my house in a new and fresh way. And that was lovely. And they did it and they brought the inspiration and they just like handheld me through that process, which is such a gift. And so I don't know, maybe you hear this and you know someone in your life who this holiday season might be hard for them in a way like that. Like, can you call them up and say, "Hey, can I come decorate your tree with you?" Or would you like me to shop for whatever for you? Do you need any help setting up for Christmas? Or maybe just like tell them you're going to come over one day and maybe they don't want anything new, but you're like, "Hey, I would love to get your boxes of decorations down from the attic with you and let's go through them." I mean, it's worth a try. I know I needed it and I might even need it again this year because I'm telling you a story from a year ago, but we are approaching the holiday seasons and I'm just like, I still can't do those things. And I don't know if that has to do with this whole feeling of like my senses are dulled, but there was something in me that I hadn't fully recognized at that point that was not wanting to do life the same way that we used to, because that would be almost false. Like experiencing life the way we normally do at Christmas time, except Michael's a different person. It felt wrong to me. But I didn't have the luxury of taking a trip with my family. A lot of times after a serious event or a death in the family, I know people are advised to like go away. Go do something totally different for Christmas. Go do something totally different for Thanksgiving. Get up, take a vacation, take a trip instead of doing what you used to do. And that sounds great. But I didn't have that freedom. I didn't have the resources to do that. I didn't have the mental capacity to do that. It all made me tired. And now I'm kind of like, I kind of wish we had done that. I think that would have been a good decision for us. And parts of me wonder if it would be a good decision for this year too. But I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I don't feel like I can make that decision for our family. And it just is this like confusion vortex of what is right? What do my kids need? What do I need? When do I draw the line and attend to what Megan needs? Michael's great. He's kind of go with the flow. He likes tradition, but also doesn't really have strong ties to tradition. If he remembers any tradition, it's like tradition from like 20, 25 years ago in his family of origin growing up. So the kids were happy. They do look forward to Christmas. And I did. I pulled myself up and made the expected things happen for them, right down to like what we usually do on Christmas Eve, what food we serve, what we eat on Christmas morning. And that was good. But it was hard. My sweet sister came alongside me and Michael. She was like, "Hey, there's no way Michael's Christmas shopping for Megan. So the only way there will be Christmas gifts in Megan's family is if I take care of it." So my sister spoiled me, which was like really, really precious to have gifts that were like from the kids to mommy, from Michael to Megan, because I love exchanging gifts. That's one of my high love languages. Now, the way Michael was last year, I mean, he's not, if you talk about five love languages, he's not gift giving or receiving. He's not words of affirmation towards me, not physical touch, not quality time, not, what are the other, I'm missing one, but he wasn't doing any of them. So, just, I guess there was a little fear too, like, hey, I don't even want to sit around the Christmas tree on Christmas morning because there won't be any exchange. I mean, I will have gotten Michael something and taken care of the kids, but like, I'm the magic of Christmas, right? Like I make it all happen and nobody is looking out for me. Anyway, there was a little bit of that fear, but it was totally taken care of by my sweet sister who thought of everything and just loved on me in that way. And, the kids didn't skip a beat. Like they felt loved and cared for on Christmas. But this was very much the beginning of me recognizing again, oh, something is not right. I don't want to do what we used to do because things are different and this doesn't feel right. So I don't really know what to expect this year as we're approaching the holidays again, because of course Michael is continuing to heal, but things are not whole. And my kids are in a very different place. They've had a really rough year of watching things unfold. And I kind of want the holidays to be over. I kind of want to skip this season. But the reality is, I can't skip it. I need to show up for it. So I'm going to be praying that the Lord would just give me encouragement, that he would tend to my heart, tend to the broken pieces of my heart, that I would find joy in new things. I would be filled with his spirit to have peace and just healthy anticipation in the right place. And that is where I was last year too, was I had recognized like, oh, this isn't good. I don't know if we were toying with depression at this point, not sure, but dulled senses. I mean, that is definitely a sign of disequilibrium, right? I remember also that fear creeping in over the holidays of we should be doing more for Michael. I should be doing more for my kids in terms of healing. Like everything, doctors, medical therapy had subsided. What more can I do? I'm really scared of the future. And that's kind of how I wrapped up last year, heading into wrapping up that year was I fear the future. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do for a job, how to provide for my family, how to take care of Michael, how to get his brain back, how to walk my kids through trauma. I fear the future. And I just remember that holiday season being like, Lord, I can't do this without you. I need your help, Holy Spirit, to come alongside and to get me through this. Could you answer some of those big questions, please? Help. And I would love to report that he did. And there was like this like magical spiritual wind of help. And I just was incredibly energetic and motivated and had a great holiday season. But no, that's not what happened to me. But I think the Lord answered those prayers of mine through other people, through people like Maria, through people like my sister, through people like our community group coming alongside us, our whole extended family, just making an effort to be together. And anytime I needed something, also like there were people in our life who gave to us financially last year at Christmas time, which was huge. Like that is how the Lord answered some of those prayers for me, was through other people. And it is beautiful and it counts. And I want to recognize that. And I want to acknowledge that the Lord helped me to stay rooted in him by using other people in our lives. Just be on the lookout for that this holiday season. Maybe the answers to your prayers aren't going to look like what you're praying they look like, but pay attention to the people in your life. How is the Lord using them as instruments to come alongside you, to give you exactly what the Lord knows you need? So I will leave you with that. Thank you for joining me here, and we will be together next time on the podcast.